Jeremy, thank you. Give me some sun to work with because summertime means water activities for the kids to beat the heat, but dangers do come with water activity. And here to talk to us more about safety tips this summer is Tiffany Alford from Ballad Health. Tiffany, welcome.
Hi.
Well, let's go ahead and just talk water safety. Let's start with the basics. I see you brought some life jackets here. What's the difference between the two that you have?
So obviously when people think of life jackets, they kind of think of this.
That's exactly what I think.
Yes, your typical life jacket. We always want to make sure these are U.S. Coast Guard approved, so they've been through the proper regulations and all that, and that they fit the child properly, so we don't want it to come up above their ears because it might slip over their head. The other thing that we tend to see a lot are the pedal jumpers, which we actually don't recommend, which I know breaks a lot of parents' hearts because they're so cute and they love them. But pedal jumpers actually train children to be in the vertical position when they're in the water, which is actually the drowning position. So while they're learning to swim, they're learning to be in the vertical position. If they get in the water without the pedal jumper or fall in when you're not around, they're in that vertical position and they're more likely to drown.
I was going to say that's interesting to me because I just look at them both and I think life jackets. So I didn't even know that there was a difference. And when it comes to the life jacket, how old should your child be until you kind of work them out of the life jacket? Some say, you know, I have like a 7-foot tall 12-year-old. Should he still be in a life jacket?
We recommend to always use life jackets. I mean, there's no age limit to the drowning risk. We see open water drownings a lot, especially in lakes and stuff with teenagers because they think that they don't need those life jackets anymore. So even up into adults, we always recommend the life jackets.
Even if kids are strong swimmers, I mean, you got to get to that base. What about swim lessons? When should parents kind of consider that?
We recommend considering them as soon as possible. We do recommend ISR or infant swim rescue swim lessons because those focus more on survival skills as opposed to learning how to do a backstroke or things like that. It focuses on if you fall in the water, how do you help yourself float and stay up?
I do think I've seen videos of that online, and it looks a little aggressive, but it seems like it does kind of pay off in the end. What else should people know when it comes to water safety?
We always recommend touch supervision as a good option, so either touching your child or being arm's distance because obviously you're supervising them at that point. We often use these water guardian tags. We partnered with Levi's Legacy, which was founded by founded by a mom who had a child in the area that drowned. And they founded Levi's Legacy, and we partnered with them to have these water guardian tags. And it says whoever's wearing this is watching all the kids in the water, so there's no question of who's responsible.
Okay, so that would be for the parent.
Yes.
I was wondering how that would help. So that's interesting. I mean, sometimes it could get overwhelming, especially if you're at a public pool or a water park. How many parents to kid, what's the ratio there for probably actually keeping kids safe?
I don't know that there's a specific ratio as much as there is just a level of focus that you need to have. So whoever's the water guardian needs to not be reading a book. They need to not be on their phone. Their eyes are only on the water at all times. But we do recommend switching off so you get a break. You don't get tired and you can take time to enjoy things while someone else takes their turn watching the kids.
And of course, safety on the water. When you're hanging around bodies of water, you might be thinking, you know, I'm in the water. Why do I need to drink water? Dehydration can still happen when you're out and about, right?
Yes, we always recommend, you know, practicing proper nutrition and all of your regular hygiene habits and all of those things while you're in the water, while you're enjoying summer activities, because that is kind of when you can see that dehydration, heat stroke, things like that.
All right, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on that you think people should know about keeping their kids safe this summer?
Just, you know, always being mindful when there's access to water. Most drownings do not occur during swim times. They occur when kids, you know, slip out the back door and get to the pool. So just always make sure that access to water is guarded or that anytime there's access to water, you're keeping an eye on the child.
All right, Tiffany, thank you. And if you do have the puddle jumper at home, you might want to reevaluate. Head to the store. Might see some deals on life jackets right now. Whether it's pools, lakes, you name it, you want to stay safe out there this summer. We'll be right back.